selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector.
Welcome to the IPA Champions Cup, live on Sporty Stuff TV.
A very good evening and welcome. It's finally arrived, semi-final Group A, Sporty Stuff TV Champions Cup. And what a night we've got in prospect this evening. Absolutely fantastic. 5 live matches for you. I've got with me regular pundit, Mr. Mark Pipworth. Mark, semi-final night, and what a night we've got, haven't we?
We have, and we've already started, and we've started at 9 o'clock on YouTube, and these matches are just going to be one after the other, blockbuster after blockbuster. It's going to be an incredible night. It really, really is.
Big night, isn't it, Paul, tonight?
Yeah, it is, and this is a group of all deaths. It really is, and this is the best group we've seen so far in this whole event.
Yeah, for TV viewers as well, tonight is absolute. And we had our first match, didn't we, on already, so if anyone followed me today on Twitter, my selection, the outsider of the party, you're still in there, lads. Don't worry, you're still in there. But let's talk about our 4 players this evening, Mark.
Yeah, we've got 3 former world champions and a 2-time winner of the professional event. It is going to be really, really incredible. It really is.
Yeah, it's absolutely, it's the players we've got here tonight. Mark Farnsworth, tell us about Mark.
Mark Farnsworth, the number 2 seed. He's the man in form. There's not really much more I can say about Mark. He's the heavy favourite with the betting partners, and rightly so, because he really is bang in form. Ben Davies, we saw how well he played last week in that group. It was incredible. And if he turns up like he did last week, he's going to take some stopping. And Ross Fernie, the man that you backed, he's the massive outsider. And the bookies have already got burnt by him before, so I'm not sure why. He's the outsider once again. 2-time professional winner. And then Gareth, last year's 2021 Champions Cup winner, former world champion. He's lost his first match already. How is he going to recover?
Well, 4 points. Don't forget, it's not only the winner that goes through to the final on Sunday, second as well, isn't it? Goes through the runner-up. But for betting purposes, we've got to have a winner tonight, haven't we, Mark?
Yes, we certainly have. And there has to be a clear winner. And whether that's settled on points, frame difference, frames won, or head-to-head, it could be decided on a sudden death black ball shootout. And that'll be even more excitement on top of these 5 classic matches. Semi-final
to save you. Right, let's look at our betting odds for this evening here. Mark Farnsworth, don't forget these prices were only available before the first match, so they won't be available now. But these are what they've been all day. 6-4 Mark Farnsworth, 11-4 Ben Davies, Ross Fernie, 6.5 to 1. Well, that was, I think the bookie boys got this bang wrong, and Gareth at 9-4, and now after that first win for Ross, that 13-2, I fancy that would be maximum about 3-1. He'll half in price, wouldn't he? And Gareth 9-4, that would be about a 5-1 chance if you could play him running. But not many of our betting partners are playing him running on this. But don't forget you can play on all the matches later on as well. It's a big night of Paul, isn't it? Semi-final night, Mark, isn't it?
Yeah, and if you can't get excited for this, you'll never get excited about Paul. You really won't. Yeah. These are 4 of the best players in the world.
Gareth
we are going to see.
Gareth he got beat the first match, but looking at his form as well, you wouldn't have thought that, would you, Mark?
No, you wouldn't. But I mean, look at that form. He's only dropped 2 frames, and he's just dropped 4 of them there. It's unbelievable how things can change. He 100% record, Gareth Ibbott. And how can he come back from that? It didn't look like he settled very well early on, but he's a number 10 seed. That win-lose record there, 7 wins out of 10, 70% in 2021, 64% in his career. And remember, he won the title in the Isle of Man, so he's very sort of recently won one.
Yeah, so, but Gareth can fight back. He can win.
He can.
2 matches. He's
too good to knock down.
It should have been 3-3 in that first match, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Anyone watched it on YouTube, if you watched it on YouTube, you'd understand when I said it should have been 3-3. But he's a big, the godfather as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he is the godfather. He really is, and he's the 2000 Champions Cup winner. He's got not much more we can say about him, to be honest. No. He's really, really good, and he will bounce back. And he's his biggest critic. And watch me, he's going to take some beating. Mark Farnsworth, Ben Davies, watch out. He wants to be winning both of them matches.
Talking about Ben Davies, the king of Swansea. They love him in Swansea, don't they, Uncle Ben? Look at that form there, Ben. 4-1, 4-1, 4-0, and didn't he play well the other night?
Unbelievable, really did. He had 9 breaks and 8 of them he broke and cleared on him. For me, I think I said when he played in the group last time, he is a man sort of out of form because he's been so sort of tied up with his new business, etc. I didn't think I'd give him any chance, but the way he's just proved me wrong. And if he produces that form again, he's going to take some stopping.
And there's his form coming up here now, called Ding.
Yeah, and just like I said, it don't look like out of form there. Yeah, the percentages do, but 8 wins out of 10. 65% in 2021, 64% in his career. It's not bad. Ranked number 6. You don't get ranking number 6 in the IPA ranks for no reason. And he's a former world champion as well.
Never a favourite tonight, Mark Farnsworth, big Ray. What more can you say about Mark?
Well, I mean, look at that record. He's not got 100%. He drew one against Jason Remington, and he's dropped 6 frames already. This short race format might not suit Mark, and if his break doesn't work, because he won't mind me saying that his break isn't the biggest out of these 4 players, and if that doesn't work for him tonight, he could find himself in a bit of trouble. And he's the heavy favourite.
He was pure class the other night, wasn't he?
Oh, yes, he was. Yeah, he just holds it together. He turns up at these tournaments. He deals with the pressure. That win-lose record there. I mean, look, 84% in 2021 and 72% in his career. That tells you that that's the man in form. He's a number 2 seed. He went right down to the outside of the top 10, but he's got back to number 2. And that just proves he fights back and he wants to be the number 1 player again.
They tell me Mark's the governor at this game, Paul, and I think he is the governor. But
Absolutely.
How about Ross Fernie? You know, he come in there the first match, he was the outsider of the party, 13-2 to win it. Look at his form. Looking at them last 3 there, 4-2, got beat 4-1 by Andy Hughes. You know, even beat our Kev, didn't he? But how he played in that last match there, he played absolutely sensational, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, but we haven't seen the best of Ross yet, and he is in a bit of form. 68% win record in 2021. He's going to take some stopping, and he's already got 2 points on the board. So what's going to hold him back now? He's just going to go from strength to strength. He really is.
Yeah, well, how he played that first match, I think a runaway train wouldn't have stopped him there. But we're going to look at our match odds anyway this evening. And just looking at here, as we've already said here, that first match would be nice if you could get a bit of 9-4 Ross Fernie. But unfortunately, he's already passed the post. Ben Davis here. How can Ben be 2-1 against Mark Farnsworth in a 2-horse race? I know you've got the draw there as well, but look at them, Prior. There's some fantastic matches there. I know all the form judges, Paul, they think there'll be some ties this evening, some 3-3s. But Uncle Mark had a word with the players early in the auditorium here, and let's see what they think on semi-final night. Oh, it's a night to save you tonight. You've got to watch.
Thanks, Gary. We've got 5 blockbuster matches here, and I've got Mark Farnsworth with me. You're going to be in this next match. How much are you looking forward to putting a great performance on this table?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. That's what we play the game for. There's 3 other cracking players in the group, so it's what you practice for, and hopefully I can do well.
And you're the heavy favourite once again for this tournament. And most tournaments you play in, you're the heavy favourite. Are you sort of just getting used to dealing with how this is?
I've been favourite for quite a few matches over the years. Most of the events I play, and it doesn't really mean a lot when you get the action starts. You've just got to try and battle through every single game, and take the chances that come your way. Maybe you need a little bit of luck here and there. You've just got to try your best to stick in.
And I think this group and this format is one of the toughest ever. Do you feel it is one of the toughest ever?
Yeah, it's the table's playing. It's playing really well, but the pockets are quite forgiving at times, but the standard's very high. And the races are so short. You've just got to be at it from the beginning. Otherwise, you're sitting in your chair and you're going home.
You're absolutely right. I'm going to let you get ready for your match, mate, and good luck with that.
Thank you.
Well, that's Mark Farnsworth, Big Ray. He looks like he's going to have his work cut out, but I'm sure he can put in a performance. And here's Ben Davis. He's going to be his opponent. What have you got up your sleeve for tonight then, Ben?
I don't know. Repeat the last week, it'd be nice.
Well, you played some sensational... I said in the betting office you played some sensational stuff last week. Is that the form that I'm going to expect from you tonight?
I'd like to hope so. I've had a little bit of endurance practice in this week because I don't feel too great, but I've had a good session today and I feel good. So.
And I also said in there, your break is probably one of the biggest in the world. If that works for you tonight, do you see sort of any other winner than yourself? You seem very, very confident.
Well, you've seen last week what can happen, and it's not just me that can do it. These boys can do the same as well if the break comes out that way. But yeah, if I break like that, it should be tough to beat you.
Well, it looks like you're looking forward to it. I'm going to let you get ready for your match. It's one match that I'm really looking forward to watching, and good luck for that one.
Cheers, Mark.
Well, that's Ben Davis. He's going to have a tough match against Mark Farnsworth, but I'm sure it's going to be incredible. And here is Ross Fernie, the Riot. How did that go in that first match? It looked like it went all correct for you.
I think I got away with a couple of positional shots. But I felt like I was queuing quite well, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, and we didn't see the best from Ross Fernie last time, and I sort of said that in the betting office. What have you done different to prepare for tonight?
I've just done the same really, just try to concentrate on queuing well and playing good pool and just see where it takes me, really.
And you're one of the outsiders here tonight to get through to the event final on Sunday. Does that take the pressure off you in any way?
I just try and really not think about winning or losing, just concentrate on just playing good stuff and just seeing how it goes. Well,
concentration is exactly what you need, so I'm going to let you head off to the back room where you can watch the rest of the matches. That's the Riot, Ross Fernie. What a great start. He's had 2 points on the board already, puts him in really good stead. And Gareth Hibbert didn't really go your way there. Not the best Gareth Hibbert we've seen. What sort of went wrong there at the start?
I just had one horrible shot first frame, first shot of the match. It was nasty really and running out of time, and then didn't do much wrong till the last frame. Just then a couple of bad positional shots in the last frame. Really should have took out the finish to get the draw, but
yeah. I mean, yes, it probably should have been a 3-3. But you was another. I mean, being here in this stage now, you're another step to retaining that trophy. Is there sort of anything else you can do now to prepare yourself for these next 2 matches?
Not really, Mark. No, you just have to hope you get your chances, break well, maybe get a bit of luck like other people have said, and just take whatever comes your way.
And you've had back-to-back 1-4-7s in snooker. Yes, it might have been a few years ago, but what makes this game so intriguing to you?
I just love it. It's more precision, really, and every game's different, whereas snooker, every game, the majority of games are quite similar. Every game of pool's is a lot more different, so...
Well, you've still got 2 matches left. I'm going to let you prepare for them, and no doubt we're going to see you bounce back. Cheers. Thanks, Gareth. Well, there's Gareth, the godfather. You remember, he was the 2021 champion. He's going to have his work cut out now. But we're going to let the players now get ready. We're going to take a few-minute break, and we'll be right back with the next matchup. Ben Davies against Mark Farnsworth. I cannot wait.
Champions Cup, semi-final Group A, Match 2, best of 6 frames. First frame, Ben Davies to break. Time running.
Good evening and welcome to the Sporty Stuff TV Champions Cup. We are in semi-final Group A of Event 2. And our first match of the night on Sporty Stuff TV is a cracker. It's Ben Davies against Mark Farnsworth. Mark Pickworth joined in the commentary box. Good evening, Mark.
Yeah, I'm here, Dan. I have a bit more time in the 10 o'clock show just to run past when I send it to the break and then running. But yeah, these matches, these next 5 matches are incredible. They really are.
Well, you mentioned in the betting office that Mark Farnsworth, probably the weakest part of his game. Not that it's particularly weak, but you know, the weakest part is probably his break. Whereas Ben Davies, absolutely the opposite. 8 out of 9 break dishes in his first group in the event, and Ben is 2-1 to win tonight, and I can't believe that. I honestly can't believe those odds.
No, they've really not done any research on Ben. I think it is just because he's really, really busy with his business, etc., and he's not really been putting much time in. But this game is just so natural to him, and his nonchalant break is unbelievable. It really is, and we're just seeing it again now.
Yeah, 8 out of 9 in the first group. Well, it looks like he's about to make it 9 out of 10. This has been absolutely rapid from Ben Davies, and he's one decent positional shot here. Wants that to slow down. Does that black pass into the bottom right? I don't think it does.
No, I don't either. I think he's only got the cut back to the right centre. And this is a tester in the first frame.
A bit of adrenaline for Ben Davies. He has overhit that positional shot by a long way. So is it the cutback? Could he play it as a double? Would have more control over the cue ball if he did. Tough black either way. It's the cut, and it's there. Ben Davies leads by 1 frame to 0. He does make it 9 out of 10. Finishes from his own break so far in this competition, and that kind of form should be scaring everyone that he's got to come up against.
Yeah, Yeah, and that was in the heart of the pocket there, Dan. I think these players are just going to chuck bombs at each other, and who is going to be standing at the end of it? Well, you've got to stick with us pretty much all night to find that out. We really have. But what's Farnsworth's got?
Tonight is almost certainly going to go to the wire.
Trailing 1-0.
It's such a high-quality group. And here is the man of the season, Mark Farnsworth, breaking off for the first time tonight. And he will be delighted to see a ball fly straight in. He won't probably be quite as delighted with the split. It's a little bit messy, but that said, this is a very typical Mark Farnsworth looking table. He has the best pattern play in pool. These are the kind that he usually mops up.
Yeah, fair comment, that one, Dan. Definitely one of the best pattern players I've ever seen in my life, and definitely one of the best in the world. Never mind just in pool, the world, he really is. And no matter what sort of discipline of pool you look at, this boy has got it all. He really has. He just wish he had a bit of a better break. But he's been working on it. He really has. And credit to him.
I'm not being funny, Mark, but I'm actually quite glad he doesn't have a better break, because I think if he did, we'd never see another winner. So I think it keeps it interesting that he does have a slight weakness to his game.
Yeah, he does, but you've already hit the nail on the head. His positional play, his pattern play is easily top two. Easily, really is. But he's also good under pressure, and that is when Mark Farnsworth is at his best, when he's under unique pressure. And he is the favourite for every event, and he's obviously just getting used to it.
Look at the way he's just approaching this table. He's got it on a string. He's got one more tricky shot here. He's got the bottom of those three yellows into the centre. If he holds this cue ball on the red that's just above, he's just got straight shots.
Yeah,
he's come a little bit further than he wanted, but that yellow still goes bottom left. So, yeah, he's basically got 5 straight shots from here.
Yeah, he has, and that'll be a simple black into left centre. It really will. And this is why he is one of the best pattern players in the world. But he's not perfect position, so it's sort of a little bit of a reroute, but you just don't see any problems for him. He's one of the best single ball potters I know.
Yeah, and when you ally that talent for single ball potting with the talent to pick your route correctly, that is why Mark Farnsworth has won 4 titles this season on the IPA Tour. Now, I've been through the records, Mark, and I'm pretty sure that's a record. I don't think anyone's done more than 3 in one season before Mark this season.
No, you're probably really correct about that. And what we're seeing him, I mean, when he played in them finals, it was just incredible to watch. And if he produces any of that form on here, there's no other winner.
Ooh.
Timeout.
Bit of a kick. That cue ball definitely looked like it held up. I don't think it's the biggest problem in the world for Mark. I think he can probably hold for the black.
Restart the shot clock, please.
Probably just, well, he could either nip into the red or screw it into the cushion. Depends on the angle he's got.
Yeah, it might be a bit of both, but that's going to have a little bit of risk. But Mark is good at these shots. His recovery at getting his back into position is A1. I'm bigging him up now. I really hope he delivers.
Whoa. Now then. He didn't fancy it either way. Ben Davis left himself a horrible black in frame 1. Mark Farnsworth has done exactly the same in frame 2. Can he respond to Ben?
Well, I've already said he's one of the best single ball potters on the planet. Is he going to stick to his name?
His reputation precedes him. Mark Farnsworth levels the scores. We have gone break dish, and I expect that to become a pattern of the night. The kick nearly cost him, but he pulled it out of the fire. That's a brilliant black, Mark.
Yeah, it is. And, I think, did we have 30 breaks, didn't we, in one of the groups last week? And there was 14 break and clearances. Is that record going to go tonight?
It could well do. The one thing I would say is that the first match of the night probably hasn't helped that. However, I could see these two going 3-3. Break dish, break dish, break dish. It just depends for me if they make a ball on the break. Ben Davies has a 90% record at that so far in this tournament. And he's increased that percentage once again. Look at that split. Look how many balls are in the top half of the table. This is unbelievable power.
Yeah, it is. And that he don't get that naturally. That's years and years of experience. It really is.
That's an astonishing break. He's actually hit those two well. Because now that they're all in the top half of the table, they're all clustered back together. He's got a problem on the top rail. That yellow won't pass the red, which sort of forces him on reds. But the black is a bit awkward as well.
Yeah, I think the black is going to be the concerning ball for me. So it's really important that he goes sort of just, but you know, it's not just the black. If that yellow doesn't pass that red in the top corner, then this clearance is very difficult.
Yeah, I think he needs to do something about that.
10 seconds.
I think the yellow would probably go top left. Well, perhaps he thinks it goes top right because he's played on it. It's very tight from the overhead.
Yeah, and it's very tight, and it's just how he gets position on the next ball. If it doesn't go in all of the pocket, he's probably going to have to leave him a difficult one into the bottom right, which will be extraordinary, but he's definitely capable of doing it.
10 seconds.
Yeah, you saw the red move there, so the yellow flicked off the red, pushed it away from the pocket. I don't think this was ever on.
No, I'm with you, Dan. I don't think it went, but Ben sort of thought it did. But was he under a bit of shot clock pressure there? And it sort of rushed him into the shot making of, you know, if he had a few more seconds, then he could have made the better decision. But he's given the table to Mark Farnsworth here.
Yeah, there certainly could be a bit of clock pressure, that's for sure. Mark Farnsworth has used his extension now to work out his route. And that is a miss for Mark Farnsworth. That was a very, very tough pot. And it wasn't the easiest table that Ben left him because that black was in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, it was, and it's a chance that's got away from Mark, and it was an incredibly tough pot, but what can Ben do? I mean, this is another chance for him.
It's a much better chance as well, Mark.
Yeah, it is, and it all depends on the angle here. I mean, he probably don't want to play too many nudges into it, but he might be forced into the nudge.
Oh, yeah, that is a great shot. You said the word earlier, Mark, but I just love Ben's style around the table. It's his nonchalance. When he's got to hit one hard, he doesn't even get down to it. It's just phenomenal to watch.
Seconds.
Yeah, really fluent, really nonchalant style. He's just great to watch, he really is. And when he's firing, oh, dear me. You need to duck down, hide behind the arena at least.
Well, it does look like he's firing at the moment. Held the cue ball nicely there for the black. It's 2-1 to the Welshman. We're still on serve, we're still on break. But a scrappy frame by their standards, a miss each.
Yeah,
they'll both genuinely be annoyed about that, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They'll be just thinking about themselves. We can't go around missing balls in this short format. It really is brutal. for these players. They're used to playing a bit of a longer race. Well, not here, but they are getting 3 matches. But what they can't do is afford to lose the first one. It really puts them under a lot of pressure. Pressure you don't really want. When you're under shot clock pressure, you're in the arena. That studio setting has its own pressures as
Frame
well.
4. Mark Farnsworth to break, trailing 2 frames to 1.
Yep,
So
not
money.
just that, but also the pressure of Ross Fernie and Gareth Hibbert to come. Mark with his second break of the match, and this time he has shown that weakness. He's left a table for Ben Davies to attack. Has he? Has he made it? No, yeah, he has. Saw him grabbing his other cue, and maybe it's just my pessimism there, Mark, because if that was me breaking off against Ben Davies and they come out like that, I
10
probably
seconds.
wouldn't bother to get my other cue.
Extension call.
No, absolutely not. I mean, he has got a couple of tricky areas here. So it's just about how he sort of sees it. But he's got balls around them areas to really sort of get on the 3 sort of frames, and he'll be happy. He'll get a point.
Yeah, he would love to secure a point in this first match. He'd love to secure the win. But against arguably
10 seconds.
the group's favourite, I suppose, a point would do Ben here.
Yeah, it would. But when you're 3-1 up, if he does take these out, he'll be wanting to go all out for the win.
He would go massive favourite with that break of his as well. Still only the 1 dry break in the whole competition so far. But you could argue he's just got a second favourite for this frame, because pushing that yellow over that red, it's very difficult to get out from here now.
Yeah, it is. And pushing, like you said, just pushing that yellow has made it even more difficult. He had difficulties anyway.
10
He's got
seconds.
even more now. And Mark will just be waiting to get back to the table. He's not back yet, so he's not out of this yet, but he's going all out attack here. What a shot this is. Oh,
Time out.
Got to say, he's unlucky there.
Not touching.
Yeah,
Time running.
a little unlucky. I mean, the way he's played that shot, he's hoping for a bit of luck. And when you're hoping for a bit of luck, quite often you don't get it. What now can Ben Davies do from here?
10 seconds.
He's got 1 pot on, but well, this is just some sort of containing shot, just trying to make life difficult for Mark. He's put a red in the way, but it's not really in the way enough for me.
No, I was just wondering if Mark's going to try and get this bottom right-hand corner, because if it does, he'll put him in really good stead for this frame.
10 seconds. Extension
Yeah, he's
call.
got to do something, because he's got the 2 yellows on the right-hand side. The black covers those to the bottom right. He's also got the yellow tied up by the red near the left centre. It's not really a good opportunity for attack for Mark.
No, he hasn't, but he needs to get this pocket, and he hasn't got it. He's bend the table back here, and the way he's left this angle, if this comes out, if he gets a nice little cannon here, well, could be 3-1.
Yep. Trusting to luck a little bit again, I feel here, Ben Davies. You always are when you need to land on a ball you're breaking out.
10 seconds.
Well, yeah, but if he hits the right-hand side of this yellow, it comes out perfect, doesn't it? All that side of the yellow, that's not bad. I think this cut back.
Yeah, he's certainly got a cut on this red. How do you get to the next one, though, Mark? It's very thin, isn't it? He's not going to be able to hold it in that top half of the table, I don't think.
Well,
Can he with a load of right-hand side?
yeah, he's
Oh,
trying.
he can. Oh, this is glorious. What a shot, Ben Davies. That is a massive, massive misjudgment from Mark Farnsworth, and it's going to cost him. Ben doesn't like this angle. He's worried that he's going to stick on that yellow if he tries to push it through, I think. So just put a bit more pace into it and cue it like a dream.
Frame.
Ben Davies leads by 3 frames to 1. He punishes the tactical error from Mark Farnsworth. Mark Farnsworth fails to punish the Welshman. Mark, this is not looking good for Mark Farnsworth.
Yeah, no, it's not. It really isn't. I mean, he had to get the pocket there, and he's sort of, I don't know, de-accelerated a little bit, and the yellow just didn't even sort of clip near the black. Give the frame to Ben, but he played a great cannon and deserved his sort of, especially after that previous cannon he played, and he played it awesome with a great load of pace, and he didn't really, that look
Frame
never
5.
came out for him,
Ben
but
Davies
it
to
has
break.
now.
Leading 3 frames to 1. Time running.
Referee Bento the Fuente says the words every opponent must dread Ben Davies to break. And that is why they must dread it. Look at this for a split. Incredible how the black just stayed exactly on its spot there while everything else around it went a bit mad.
Yeah, it has, but he's going to take no time in clearing these up. This is over. Yeah, the writing's on the wall here for Mark. It really is. And when Ben breaks like this, he's incredible to watch. He really is.
Yeah, it's a dream split to win your match. And to push Mark Farnsworth bottom of the league table. Remember, top 2 go through in this format, now that we're into the semi-finals.
Extension called.
Ready for our final on Sunday of event 2. Ben's just taking a little bit of care here. He's perhaps slightly carelessly just giving himself an awkward angle. It's just slightly too high on the yellow on the balk line, which means he can't finish
10 seconds.
with the angle he wants on the yellow to the centre. I do feel like he could just drop it in though, Mark.
He's under
he'd
shot
probably
clock
have enough
pressure
of
here.
an angle.
Oof. Wow, that was right on 1 second. It really was.
Oh, and it's cost him, has it?
Can
Is
he
he
get
on the
through
yellow?
there? He's sneaking around to look. I mean, I'm not sure why he's sneaking around, because you don't have many seconds to play these shots. I don't think he's on it the way he's looking at that.
No, I think he's got to play this with a swerve.
He's down to 10 seconds. He needs to make the decision.
10 seconds.
Seen a few time fouls in this season's Champions Cup. Seen a few swerve shots as well, and that has not worked for Ben Davies. It looked routine. It looked like he was going to mop it up. I think that might have been your curse again, Mark.
Well, you say again, it's the first time, Dan, thank you. But I wonder if he's just started to sort of see the winning line, 4-1 up. He's not sort of been playing a lot of matches recently. And I'm just thinking, is that a little bit of nerves creeping in, bit of tension? And that's the reason why he didn't get position.
Again, it's really the third error of the match for Ben Davies. But yet again, he's left Mark an awkward table to come to. There's a little bit of a problem with that red in the bottom half, nearest the rail.
Extension called.
Just needs one good positional shot here, really. This is tough with the red on the right-hand side. Getting back up table. Needs to avoid that middle pocket.
Yeah, this is crucial, Dan. It's really, really key. Now he gets the right angle on this red. Has he got enough angle to drop down on the one on the bottom cushion? If he has, it's straight forward.
Yeah, that was a slightly tentative positional shot by Mark Farnsworth standards. I thought he'd have tried to get a bit closer.
Yeah, but he'll back himself to put any ball on this table. Can he get close to this red? I'm not sure that's what he's played. Again, that was very tentative. There's some pressure out there, and when he's 3-1 down, he knows one more mistake, and he's lost his match.
Well, surely this is an awful angle, isn't it? Into the left centre.
He's used his extension. That clock is ticking down.
I don't think he was ever getting on it that way. What have you got in the tank, Mark Farnsworth? Do you have the big shot in the locker? If you do, you need to get it out now. And again, time's ticking down.
10 seconds.
Cushion first. It's not there. Is it going to cover the pocket at least? No, it's not. Ben Davies gets a reprieve yet again. Mark's going to be furious with himself after this match, isn't he, Mark?
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's made, 3 errors in this match, and he's been punished for it, but I'm sure he'll be back.
I'm sure he will as well. But he's left Ben Davies to mop up.
It's on the cloth, yeah. Time running. Frame.
And the Welshman duly delivers.
4 frames to 1.
Ben Davies beats Mark Farnsworth, the tournament favourite, by 4 frames to 1. What a performance from the Welshman, but disappointment for the Englishman. Let's see what Mark and Gary make of that match.
Yeah, well, you called it, Dan, before, didn't you? You said 2-1 Ben Davies to beat Mark there was a massive, massive price. And 4-1 winner, that was, well, I thought it'd be a lot closer than that, Mark.
Yeah, we thought he did, and Mark's had chances in that to try and level that match off. But he doesn't look like he's at the races at the moment. And we've got to say,
it's semi-final night, Mark.
Definitely, there's a lot at stake here. Yes, there's 2 players that get through, but how they're going to hold themselves together. I mean, there's still 4 classic matches coming up, and each one of these could just be won by either of them. It really can.
You can tell tonight, I think, a bit of pressure, what we were saying, because, like, you know, we know it's semi-final night as well, but, you know, you can tell in the players as well, can't you? But Ben Davies there, he never showed a lot of pressure, did he?
No, he didn't, but you saw some errors there, so you know he's feeling a little bit of pressure. And when you beat him Mark 4-1, I mean, we saw the previous results with Ben. You know, he's beating Mark Farnsworth 4-3, now that's gone to 5-3. So did he have that edge anyway?
Yeah, he thought he was there. But our next match coming up, we've got Gareth versus Mark Farnsworth. Well, there's another classic here. We just look at the previous times they've met here. And again, Gareth lost the first match. Mark's lost these matches, hasn't he?
Well, look at the previous matches. It's 3-1 to Gareth. 3-1
A draw is no good here. A draw is no good for both
I wouldn't
players.
say that. Not in this tight group. I think a draw's better for both of them.
So you think a second place with 3 points will go through?
Yeah, because possibly that could happen here tonight. I mean, we wouldn't say so, but it could happen. They could all be here tonight.
Mark, you've dropped your crystal ball there. Come back in 3 minutes for match 2. I can't wait.
Champions Cup, semi-final Group A, match 3, best of 6 frames. First frame, Gareth Hibbert to break. Time running.
We are into our 3rd match of the evening here in the Sporty Stuff TV Champions Cup. And both of these 2 great players are in danger of being eliminated before it feels like they've even really begun. Gareth Hibbert and Mark Farnsworth are standing on the edge after a loss for each of them in their first matches. Mark Pickworth is with me in the commentary box. How do you see this one going, Mark?
Well, the way that's fell for Gareth there, it was a terrific break. Got so much power in it, but he hasn't got a ball. I mean, he only can see the yellows here, so he'll be going all out for these yellows. That yellow looks like it passes Emirates into the bottom left-hand corner. But we've seen the previous matches there. Gareth's winning 3-1. But is that going to continue here? Gareth's had a bit of a slow start against Ross. But Mark Farnsworth, he's bottom of the table, lost 4-1. Any of these two loses, it's over for them.
Yeah, you could. I mean, I think most people would have made the case that these two were the two favourites to progress. Top two progressing from the group tonight. And, well, these two are the two that are most in danger so far. And I think, I mean, pretty much whoever loses here is going to go out. I think there might be a very small window of opportunity maybe for someone to go through with 2 points, but it would be hugely unlikely. Mark Farnsworth, though, looks like he hasn't quite got to grips with this table yet. Although he has put himself back in position with a wonderful little thin clip into the top left.
Yep, he has, and you can't see him falter from here. And this will give him a little bit of lift, especially after that first match where we've seen him have a couple of errors. But he just needs to sort of hold himself together, get that cue working again, and get this frame on the board.
Frame.
That is exactly what he's done. Mark Farnsworth with the dream start in this match. It's a reverse dish from Gareth's dry break. Now then, Gareth Hibbert loss here really does put him close to the edge in this tournament. We've got the two winners up next, Ross Fernie versus Ben Davis. What will be our fourth match of the night. What do you think both of those two will be thinking at the moment, Mark? Do you think they'll want a heavy win for one of these players so that the other one is likely to be eliminated?
Mark Farnsworth to break.
Yeah, possibly, because this does go down to head-to-head as well. So we'd go through points first, then frame difference, and then frames won, and then it will be down to head-to-head. So if just on scenario, say Mark Farnsworth just win this match 4-1, and you've got to see like Ben Davis has already beat him, so if Farnsworth's like second, he's going to have the edge if the level on points.
Well, Mark Farnsworth not necessarily making the most of that reverse dish in frame one because he's turned the table straight back over to Gareth Hibbert. And this is a glorious chance for the Godfather as well. Doesn't really have anything to do here. He could just mop these reds up in his sleep on the practice table. I think he's got onto his trickiest ball early. I think he's on that red to the bottom right now. That was really the only thing that was likely to go wrong for Gareth in this clearance.
Yeah, but he's in prime position now, and this is the chance that you sort of want just to level this match off. And after his first match, a little bit of disappointment, this will settle him down again.
Just looking at the matches we've got left, we've got Fernie v Davis, as I mentioned, and we've got Hibbert v Davis and Farnsworth v Fernie. So I guess there's a way in which Ross Fernie's probably wanting Gareth Hibbert to win this, and Ben Davis is probably wanting Mark Farnsworth to win this, because the player that they're playing last will then likely be out and maybe not quite taking it, you know, as seriously as they might.
Yeah, they can't. But I mean, they're in pole position. They've got 2 points on the board. They won't be looking for any thing like a draw or anything. They're just going to worry about themselves, make sure they get enough points. And 4 points, you know, it could be enough for them to take them through. It really could.
Yep, very likely, I would say, that 4 points would get one of those through now. Not necessarily. It does depend on this result. But Gareth Hibbert levels the scores. It's 1 apiece. A reverse dish each in the first 2 frames of this match. To be fair, 2 good breaks that didn't make a ball. So I think probably a fair reflection.
Yeah, and we've seen Gareth, he's broke pretty well so far tonight, but hasn't got any rewards. Is that just about to change now?
Surely not. Surely not. How on earth has nothing found a pocket there?
Well, this game can be the cruelest game in the world. It really can. And when it's against you, it is fully against you. It really is. Wow.
10 seconds.
There are problems here for Mark, though. The yellows are a little bit clustered together, particularly those 3 right in the heart of that group of yellows. You've got the red next to the black. That doesn't pass.
Yeah, this yellow's all day long here. Because that black goes, he's tried to dislodge him out. Oof. That could have gone wrong, but he's going to have another opportunity, especially with that yellow, the right-hand side of them 2 reds. He's going to have a chance to play the cannon.
Yep, couple of shots time. He can drop this one in the right centre. Just hold the cue ball. And now, like you say, the perfect opportunity to break out that, or break apart those 2 yellows.
Yeah, I mean, he can take this one in the bottom left first, and then that's the bottom half of the table cleared. But he'll know what he needs to do. He probably could leave that yellow there as well. He's got options. But for me, definitely take this one in the bottom left.
Yeah, I like that. I think get rid of it while you're on it. There's no value in keeping it there. You're so close to the red that you couldn't get nicely on it from the bottom half of the table. He's probably caught that yellow a bit thick with the cannon there. And now he is out of position.
Yeah, he is. He's got a cut back here. I mean, look, can he hold the cue ball? It looks like he can. Should be all right here. Just got to float it in.
Yeah, just like that. But what angle's he got now? He's having a look at the one to the centre. Is he straight enough on that to be able to screw back and not be covered on his last yellow by that red?
Well, I think he's just going to get out into the middle of the table. I don't think he can screw back into the ball, can he? He's trying. Great shot.
Oh, he can. Yes, cued beautifully. And now Mark Farnsworth has left himself a lovely little angle. Trace a running side, perhaps. Slightly under hit, but he's well on this black.
Frame.
And we go reverse dish, and another one for good measure. Mark Farnsworth leads by 2 frames to 1. Neither player with the ball off the break yet. If Mark Farnsworth can change that in the next frame, he may at least secure the draw.
Yeah, it's been strange how the break's gone in this match. Just reverse clearance, all dry breaks. It's amazing. It really is how it can go sometimes.
That was a proper Mark Farnsworth frame, though. He worked out his route. He worked out the problems. He worked them out fast.
Yeah, he did. I mean, it sort of nearly went wrong on that yellow, but he came out and just pulled out a good pot. I think the pot into the left centre was probably the best pot of the lot.
But the best pot of the lot for Mark Farnsworth may well come off this break. And he has made a ball, so it's very much advantage.
But
The man from the northeast.
yeah, there is problems here. Like the yellow, I mean, I think he's only got a shot at a yellow into the left centre. And the yellow in the bottom half of the table near the bottom cushion, that's going to need developing. But he has got a ball down there to make that happen. But what's he done with a cue ball? Is that okay?
Well,
Oh,
I was going to say, he's landed. I think that yellow will go bottom left. I was going to say it would be tricky to land on. But he's got a lovely little flick with his first positional shot, and he's actually landed on it now. So, well, problem solved, really.
10 seconds.
Yeah, and who are we to question Mark Farnsworth whether he did play to not to sort of thin cannon and just play on that yellow straight away?
Yeah, he certainly may have been going down for that with his first shot. It would have been a wise move if he was. I don't think he meant the cannon, that's for sure. But, yeah, you're not wrong.
Extension called.
But he's not in prime position here. I think he can only drop this one into the left centre. He's going to have a cut back on a yellow then. I don't think he's got too much of an angle on here. He's got a cue this nice, or he looks like he's going to try and screw it back.
Not the best, that. I think he'd have liked to screw it back a couple more inches. Yes, he has made a good pot. And yes, it isn't so much of a cutback anymore, so he's got a bit more control, but he's queuing right over this red.
10 seconds.
Yep, and this is where the white ball can get away from you, but Mark is very good at these shots, just judging it to where it wants to be. It's not bad, but it's not great.
No, see, the problem here now, if he takes the yellow next to the black, he's losing the cue ball a little bit. If he takes the yellow above the cue ball, that was his ideal position.
10 seconds.
Ideal ball to land on that one near the black. So he is going for the one near the black now. Going to leave a bit of distance. Doesn't want to be hampered.
Yep, it's a good pot down, but what can he get here? I mean, he's gonna have a choice of yellows to pot, but it's the positional play after either of them. One, if he cuts the one in the bottom right, he's relying on a little bit of luck. This one here that he's taking in the bottom left, has he got any angle to get back?
10 seconds.
Looks
No,
straight enough.
He could screw it back. Pretty good. Overscrewed a bit. Not a nice angle to get on the black. He's working really hard here, Mark Farnsworth.
Yeah, this is the hardest ever clearance I've seen Mark Farnsworth take on, but he's more than capable of coming up with the goods. One more good shot needed.
Certainly. Timeout.
It's probably about as good as he could hope for there. That cue ball has just run 6 to 8 inches further than he would like. But he is on this black.
Time running.
Can screw the cue ball into the yellow above if he wants to make sure there's no in off. Or no in off anyway.
Frame.
And in goes the black. Mark Farnsworth gets himself to 3 frames. He gets a point on the board. Can Gareth Hibbert come back and stop him from getting all 2? Well, we'll find out shortly. But Gareth's got to feel a bit hard done by, hasn't he, Mark? He's hit 2 good breaks, made nothing. Mark's broke dished and reverse dished.
Yeah, he's not out of it yet though, but the breaks, they've just got a turn for him, they really do, because he does rely on breaks. The problem is, when Gareth doesn't get a ball off the break, the ball's just split so well, it's wide open for their opponent, it really is. Is he going to change something here? Is he just going to keep with it?
Gareth Hibbert to break. Trailing 3 frames to 1. Time running.
Just gone the other side now. Is that going to change his look a little bit?
Yes, it is. It's going to change his luck a lot. This is a pretty open-looking table for Gareth Hibbert. Reds or yellows, really.
Extension called.
Reds have got the ball on the right-hand cushion, but it's not the worst ball on the table. You can easily get behind it. You could even leave it to last because you drop that in and you're guaranteed to be on the black into the left centre.
Yeah, you're right, Dan. And I think that's what he could be possibly doing. I mean, he could even try and play that red and get the black out. He's going to have a couple of options, really, and it'll all depend on what angles he's leaving. I mean, the black goes left centre, goes to the bottom left. And, I mean, he's got pockets.
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be his last ball now. He's left that one near the right centre to get on the one down the rail nicely.
Yeah, he has, and he's played this nice. I mean, one good positional shot now. But I mean, he don't want to be as close as to the baulk line. Sort of in between the blue spot and the baulk line would be probably perfect, I think. Has he underhit this?
Yes, he has. He might have just about got away with that. These middles play reasonably big. I think if he just stuns this into the extreme left-hand side of the pocket, he can hold this cue ball.
Yeah, but he's playing it off with a little bit of stun. Sometimes with these new cushions, they're a bit slidey, but he looks in good position now.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do too much with this, really. He can just drop this in and the cue ball will naturally roll through to leave him nicely on the black. He could bring the cue ball back a couple of inches as well. Oh, and that's what he's done. Look at that. Perfection from Gareth Hibbert. He's just keeping himself in this.
Frame.
Just by the skin of his teeth. But he is relying on a Mark Farnsworth error or at the very least a dry break in what will be our final frame of the match.
Yeah, we will. It's a little bit out of his hands now. We saw Mark. He got a ball last time. I mean, is that going to continue for him?
Well, if he's found the formula, then perhaps it will. But there's a man who's found the formula for sure. The man on the right there, Ben Davis, he's up against Ross Fernie in our next match. Those two both have 2 points on the board, so a win for either of them in that match.
Final frame.
I think that would
Mark Farnsworth
probably
break.
guarantee qualification,
3
Mark.
frames to 2.
Yeah,
Same
it does. 4 points is going to be enough for a player. I mean, I don't think I've not done any calculations yet. Got the abacus out. You know, I'm just wondering if whoever wins that match and he goes into loses the next match 4-0. I'm surely that can't cost him. Surely to God.
Didn't realise our budget stretched to such luxuries as an abacus.
Well, I've not told him yet that I've got a couple on the way, but sometimes you need them.
Well, Mark Farnsworth doesn't need anything here. He's not going to need a second invitation either. Look at this table. Perhaps he has just solved his break just in time to save his skin in this tournament. Because this is a worldie of a split. Oh my word. What on earth has he done there? Wasn't an easy plant by any stretch, but you fully fancied Mark Farnsworth to make that.
Yeah, a very big unforced error there from Mark Farnsworth. One I wasn't expecting to see.
Extension call.
So the draw is on the board here now.
Yeah, the draw has just gone enormous favourite because this table of yellows that Mark Farnsworth must have thought he was about to be mopping up, all of a sudden, is sat there for Gareth Hibbert to take advantage of.
Yeah, and if we get a draw in the next match, then all of a sudden his group's wide open, and then everybody be getting the calculators out. They really will. It's going to be a very, very close finish, I think.
Have we ever had a four-way penalty shootout, Mark? Is that?
Well, I mean, I don't think there can be a four-way penalty shootout because players have beat each other, so it will go down to head-to-head. But it'll all depend on who comes up with the goods, who's got what. I mean, Mark Farnsworth losing the first match 4-1 won't do him any favours. So that's a difference in frames straight away.
Gareth Hibbert. He's making hard work of this, though, and I'm sure Mark's interest has just been piqued by that last positional shot. But then his knee is tapped in appreciation of an excellent pot from Gareth Hibbert, and those hopes are dashed.
Yeah, and we just know what a quality performer Gareth is. He is, and he just does it tour after tour, match after match. He's just a quality player.
One more positional shot for Gareth. Just looking at the angle he's got on this last yellow, he does need to be a little bit careful he doesn't send the cue ball behind those two reds.
10 seconds.
Oh, he's got into that beautifully. And he's got into that one beautifully as well. Gareth Hibbert claims what looked like an unlikely draw after that break from Mark Farnsworth. The missed plant, the missed first opportunity handed the table back to him, and he made no mistakes. So it's a draw in our third match of the night, and it keeps all possibilities open. But I wonder what Gary and Mark think is going to happen next.
Yeah, all possibilities open, Dan, but whoever wins match 4 goes through. Our next match goes through to the final, don't they, Mark?
Yeah, they do.
With 4 points, which
but
we never
if it ends as a draw, then they'll be on 3 points as well.
Yeah.
And then that means if Mark and Gareth win their last matches against Ben and Ross, then they're all on 3.
Then we come down to...
Well, we're coming down to head-to-heads and just see who's is who.
Unbelievable. So this next match then, we've got here now Ross Fernie against Ben Davis, both winners this evening. As I said, whoever actually wins this match definitely goes through to the final, don't they?
Yes.
And they'll win the group.
One place of the 2 will be gone.
And they'll win the group?
No,
not
quite.
With 4 points?
Because anything can happen in that last match. So, say, just a scenario, Ben wins that match, next one.
Right.
And then he loses his last match 4-0. All of a sudden, we could be playing, for the difference.
Yeah.
There's a long way to go yet.
Still, isn't he?
Yeah, there's a long way to go in this group. It really is.
It's not that easy, is it?
No.
Semi-final night, we're sitting on the edge of our seats still. I thought it was all over, but Mark said before, didn't you? You said 3 points, you can still go through, can't you?
I think that could happen tonight, but we'll see.
So our next match we got on the Ross Fernie against Ben Davis. Well, what a match this is going to be. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Come back in 3 minutes, but look for them odds with our betting partners, because I've got prices here. Ben Davis 11-10, Ross Fernie 5-2. Is there that much in it? See you in 3 minutes.
Champions Cup, semi-final Group A, match 4, best of 6 frames. First frame, Ben Davis to break. Time running.
It is all to play for between these two in our 4th match of the evening. Ross Fernie and Ben Davis. One of these two can secure their place in the final 4 of event 2 with a win here. The other one will be left to sweat on their last match against either Gareth Hibbert or Mark Farnsworth. Ben Davis' break has been exceptional so far, and it's no different here, Mark Pickworth.
No, it isn't. And there's still plenty of scenarios that can happen in this group. There really is. I mean, if this does end a draw, then all of a sudden all scenarios are up for grabs in the last 2 matches, and any of the 4 players can go through.
Yep, these two will be hoping that isn't the case. Going into those last 2 matches, both of these two will want to secure their berth in the final 4 as soon as possible.
Yep, and only a win will secure that. And any win really will be just what the doctor ordered.
10 seconds.
And looks like he's making light work of this finish, but it's not easy, Mark. There's a bit of a problem on the black. It doesn't. If it went into the right centre, then it'd just be 3 drop-in reds, but it doesn't. So he needs to leave
10
a
seconds.
nice angle on his final red. I think he's going to struggle to get that from here.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be his last ball now, and just how will he get on the black? I mean, it'll just go in the bottom right, so that might be his only option, unless he can somehow miss that yellow. What's he landed on here? Can he run this through?
Well, he's going to be playing, if he does try to run this through, he's going to be playing it with more pace than you would like to play this shot at. But really, I think it's his only option, isn't it, to land nicely on the black? I mean, you could just drop it in and try and cut it up to the
10 seconds.
down to the bottom right, rather.
Yeah, and I think that's the best shot, but the way that Benny likes to punch him in.
Oh, it's just about made it, but it hasn't made the black any easier. This is a very thin cut up to the top right.
Yeah, but one good thing about this, Dan, he's got the white ball off the cushion. So he's going to be chewing at it very nicely. But as you
10
said,
seconds.
what a tough cutback this is.
Has it got the legs? Yes, it has. Great shot, Ben Davis. He starts us off with yet another break and dish. Ross Fernie sits in his seat. He will have been hoping for a chance. He may have even had an inkling that he might have got one at one stage in that finish. But Ben Davis slammed the door on him, and it's the Welshman who leads by a frame to 0. Wasn't a textbook finish, Mark, but if you get over the line, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. And, he just comes up with these big pots, and that black was something in another level. It really was.
Trailing 1 frame to 0. Time running.
What response does Ross Fernie have? Oh, he's lost the cue ball there. Hasn't hit those well at all. He's almost caught that front ball. Maybe not even half ball.
Yeah, very loose indeed. I mean, I've always been quite critical of Ross. There's not many things you can be critical of him about, but I do think he's got a loose cue ball on his break-off. He's got some power, though, he has.
Well, it's cost him there because these reds are absolute drop-ins. Just can't see a hint of a problem here for Ben Davis. They're practically all over the pockets.
Wow.
Timeout.
Yeah, and like we said,
Time running.
well, we use a terminology, these are dollies. And we
Oh, we thought that.
Yeah, we did. And he's nearly made you eat your words there, Dan, and that would have been one apiece for the commentator's curse.
I still maintain that they are dollies, drop-ins, whatever you want to call them. Just let the cue ball run a little bit too far there as Ben. Playing it with the rest, didn't have quite the level of control he would have liked. But the cue power in evidence there. Just to bring the cue ball back off the side rail and back into prime position. You mentioned earlier in the show, Mark,
10
that
seconds.
Ben put in probably the most impressive performance in the entire tournament in his group stage matches. Hasn't quite hit those heights yet tonight.
Yeah, no, I mean, they are incredible sort of standard that we saw from him. I mean, it's hard to keep that sort of stand going all the time, but he's trying his hardest here. He really is. And this isn't really, it's not bad, is it?
No, not at all. Just about held the cue ball nicely for the black into the right centre. Probably a flutter in the heart rate.
Frame.
But he certainly isn't showing it. Ben Davies leads by 2 frames to 0. Ominous signs for Ross Fernie. He's only had one visit to the table and it's been a dry break. And with Ben Davies to break next up, could be, well, Ross could have his chances of winning this match extinguished really before it's even got going.
Yeah, he could. Well, he's going to rely on a dry break. And Ben Davies, he is not. He doesn't have many dry breaks, but is it going to start?
Well, I think I'm right in saying that Ben Davies has had one dry break so far in the
Frame
entire
3.
tournament.
Ben Davies to break, leading 2 frames to
You're
0.
correct.
Time running.
Can't see
Those
it
are not-
starting now.
Those are not odds you want if you're Ross Fernie.
No, but he'll be happy with the way that they've come out. You can't see him getting another break and clearance. I mean, I'm not putting it past Ben. I'm really not, because he's more than capable of taking any finish out.
Yeah, you kind of feel like he's got to go yellows because of
10
the yellow
seconds.
over the top right corner.
Extension
But
call.
they are so messy on that right-hand side of the table. He does have an opener into the left centre. And he does have a couple of options to bust into those yellows on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
What a positional shot this is.
Yeah, and he's going all out attack here. He's really taking the bull by its horns. He feels that this is the time. And sometimes when you play against these good players, these are chances that seem impossible to others to take. But these are the ones that these top boys get.
Just got to be careful not to push that yellow that was over the pocket away into safety. And that's exactly what he has done, but not in the way that I necessarily anticipated. Yeah. Now Ross Fernie's probably got a little bit of a twitch in the finger. Now
10
he can
seconds.
probably see serious potential for a chance coming, because Ben Davies has got a lot of work to do to get out from here.
Yep, he has, but he hasn't got a shot here again. But it's just depending on how well he can control it off that cushion. I mean, he's come this far now. He's still going to go all out attack, I should say. But Ross, he just sat there. He's just waiting for a chance. Is he going to get one?
Well, what's Ben Davies played on there? Has he played on the top of those 3 yellows into the left centre? If he has, he'd like the cue ball to have come a bit further, but it does go and it will break everything out. Oh, well, you can see what he's lining up.
10 seconds.
Bit of a sort of carom plant. It was a very good effort, but it hasn't worked.
Yeah, and not only hasn't it worked, he's opened up all the reds. And Ross Fernie, this is a chance he needs to get back in this match. I just think that probably Ben, he probably should have took that yellow into the bottom corner. He probably had more chance of making that plant
10
then.
seconds.
But he put all his eggs in one basket trying to get the plant and come with nothing.
Ross just studying the table, just making sure of his route, but it will have been crystal clear in his mind after about 5 seconds. These reds are so open. He's got such a lovely pace around the table, Ross. He doesn't really rush things very often. He just walks around and gets on with his work.
Yeah, he does. He never seems flustered or anything like that. He just believes in himself, and that's why he's one of the top players in the world.
That red just above the black, Mark. I'm just wondering where that goes. Do you think he's just going to drop on that into the top left? Oh no, he's going to play on it now into the right centre. Didn't have a lot of room for that positional shot.
No, he didn't. I'm just wondering if he can play this off the yellow and then screw into the black. It all depends on what angle he's got here. He might not risk it.
Cool.
I feel it. He's just off where he needs to be. And that he's probably going to run this through now. Or, I mean, for me, he probably leaves the white exactly where the red is if he hasn't got the angle he needs.
Yeah, I'd be just dropping this in. There's a reason we're sat here, Mark, and he's out there.
Yep. He's trying to keep it as simple as possible. How he feels comfortable in playing each shot. Everyone would have played that differently. That sounded like he got a little bit of a kick, and he thought he kicked it into the bottom right-hand corner then, but he hasn't. And now this black.
Frame.
Drilled home by Ross Fernie. He gets himself back in the match. A lifeline for the Scotsman. Probably thought, sat in his chair after the Ben Davis break, that he was going to be 3-0 down and not have a hope to qualify in this match at least. But Ben Davis made the error and Ross Fernie punished it. And the riot is on the comeback trail. His break net. I mean, Ben Davis has only got one break left in this match, Mark, so anything's possible for Ross from here.
Yeah, it is. And Gareth
Frame
and
four.
Mark, they'll be watching on.
Ross
They're going to
Fernie break.
want a draw.
Trailing 2
And that'll
frames
just
to
make
1.
sure, that'll sort of give them a chance then to go all out attack and get a big result in the final matches.
Again, he's really got through the cue ball there. But this time, Ross Fernie has some reward. He hasn't caught this straight on again. You can see the cue ball comes flying around the table.
Yeah, and it seems to go in the same direction as his first break. It's very loose for me, and he's lucky to pot a ball. He went in at the last moment.
Extension cool.
And he's at the table. He can get some control here.
Yeah, he can. If the red closest to the cue ball passes that yellow into the bottom left, then I think red's are the colour for sure, but I'm not convinced that it does.
No, it's got trickiness about this clearance. I mean, he could take yellows. He's going to have a ball to get that yellow out in the middle of the table, but he needs position first. Oof, I didn't think that was going to come out.
No, I don't think it's as intended, but he may have a chance to dislodge that yellow now. Could he play the yellow above the cue ball into the left centre and get into it?
Yeah,
10
and he
seconds.
should be on the one he's next to now, providing he gets the cannon right. But again, I think it's risky. I think he just needs to come up with another option, and he has. And this is the shot I think he played on and off the cushion. So he could have gone round the back of that yellow and then screwed this one up. So key shot now.
The problem with that is now if he'd left that yellow there, he was guaranteed to have a ball to go at. But because he ran out of position with his first shot, had to get rid of that yellow, there's no guarantee of position after this.
No, going to be a lot of power, I think. Very controlled. So he's going to have to reroute now.
So he's going to take the yellow on the balk line, and then the yellow to the right of that, he can play off the red and move that red out of the way so that the yellow goes left centre. Right centre, rather.
Yeah, he can. But we know what happens when you start moving balls. They can sort of go wrong. I mean, he can play this quite controlled. But again, it's all about positional play. The ball that he's taking now, that's fine. That's easy enough off the red. But what ball does he get on next? He's going to have a tough pot, whatever comes out.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I think he wanted an angle to screw across to the left-hand side of the table. He hasn't got that now. So he's had to screw on and off the top rail. This is getting so tough now for Ross Fernie.
Thank you.
I mean, if that yellow does go into the right centre, it's a bonus. But if it doesn't, I mean, he's going to have to play it in the top right. But how tough is this pot? 2-1 down. Going to be overqueuing this red.
10 seconds.
Huge amount of pressure on this shot for Ross Fernie. Oh, wow. It's a glorious pot. He was so close to getting position, but he's just flicked into the black. And now, Ben Davies might just have a foot on the ground ready to spring out of that seat.
10 seconds.
All Ross Fernie could do was a good hit. He turns the table over. Ben Davies can get himself that point on the board at this visit.
Yeah, and he'll be breaking in the next to try and secure the win. If that's what comes out, but I mean, there's a lot of balls to be getting on here yet.
Yeah, that was a little loose. He's still okay. He's still on the red in the left-hand side of the balk area. And that affords natural position to the one in the top of the balk area.
Seconds.
But he probably didn't want to be this straight on it, Mark.
No, and I'm not sure how much of this red he can pinch into that pocket. I don't think he can get close to these unless he can screw this right back. He's got some cue power, Ben has.
Well, that's a very, very good shot. Needs another. Oh, that's not going to drop. He knew straight away Ben Davies was up off the shot. But what a difficult pot he's left here for Ross Fernie. Ross is going to take the skill shot on. He needs to catch this red absolutely full ball with the yellow, and it will follow in if he does.
10 seconds.
But this is so hard when you're not right behind the shot. That is magnificent.
It certainly is. Wow, but look at how hard this black is. This is to get level. It's going to take nerves of steel.
Ten seconds. Frame.
Oh, nerves of steel. I think he's got nerves of titanium. That is wonderful from Ross Fernie. A magnificent black following this unbelievable skill shot. Given the moment, given the pressure, what a shot that is from Ross Fernie. That is magnificent, Mark Pickworth.
Yeah, it really is. That sent chills down my spine. It really has. You just sort of feel for him that you could feel the pressure out there. And he just used that pressure and just put it all in, and then he just released it all out. Great black as well. That put the skill shot. Incredible. One of the best shots of the tournament.
Well, Ross Fernie has punished 2 Ben Davis mistakes now.
Break. Scores are tied, 2 frames all.
But
Time
arguably,
running.
Ben still just about has the initiative in this match. His trademark languid, just smash them as hard as you can break.
I've just got to giggle to myself because it is absolutely wonderful to see. I mean, look at them balls. I mean, they must be absolutely shaking in the skins. They've got to be.
Yeah. And look at this split. It's
30 seconds.
It's like the parting of the sea, isn't it? All the reds have gone top half. All the yellows have gone bottom half. The blacks in open play.
Yeah, and Ben's just strutting around like he's on the dance floor. It really is.
You kind of have to feel for Ross in this situation. He's just pulled out an absolutely monstrous clearance, sat in his seat thinking, right, I can win this. And then Ben Davis has broke off and left these.
Yeah.
It's cruel. It's very, very cruel.
Yeah, I said they're just going to chuck bombs at each other, and whoever comes out singing at the end, then well played to him. But wow, what an incredible break this is. It's one of the best of the night, to be honest, I think.
One of the best of the tournament. Absolutely ridiculous.
Well, that's just got to be over a minute clearance. It's no longer than that.
Frame.
Yeah, there was very little to talk about in that frame and very little time to talk about it, but Ben Davis has secured a point. He moves to 3 points in the group. He moves to 3 frames in this match. Ross Fernie's best chance still lies with getting a draw here. It still keeps him in the box seat. A loss here, and he may be in a little bit of trouble, Mark.
Yes, he really will. And he's going to have Mark Farnsworth in the last match. And, he's going to have his work cut out there. Try and get a result against Mark. We know how good of a player Mark is.
Final frame.
But he's just going to concentrate this 1 frame at a time.
3 frames to 2.
And he just never looks flustered, does he? He's not look under any pressure. All he needs is a ball off his break.
And there we go. He's made it. But this is not the beautifully aligned table that awaited Ben Davis after his last break. This is the sort of split. This is almost the sort of split where you want to have a go second, Mark.
Yeah, it is. He's going to go straight out attack, though. He's not holding back.
Well, unfortunately for Ross, all he's done there really is succeeded in breaking the yellows out. But he has left himself, I think, just enough of an angle on this red over the corner pocket to go down and move that red he tried to move with the first shot.
10 seconds.
Well, he hasn't, but he will now.
Yeah, I wonder if he can get both reds out here. If he hits the right-hand side of that red and sends that yellow up, it might just move the other one as well. Try and make this clearance a bit easier. Oh, he's just played a controlled shot again. And I see Ross play this controlled cannons all the time. And I tell you what, he's got a great success record with them.
I love that shot. I think that's so clever. Because I think you're right. I think you've just seen a lot of players play into that with pace, maybe try and get both of them out. But Ross has, A, playing it that way, guaranteed himself a shot next up.
Extension called.
And B, he's just backed himself to make the one down the rail.
Yeah, and the one down the rail is probably 100 out of 100 for him, probably more. He really is. I'm bigging him up now. I hope I've not put the curse on him. I'm going to say it now.
I do need to know what more than 100 out of 100 is, though.
101.
Oh, there we go. Glorious. Overscrewed slightly, but he won't care. He's He's absolutely fine there.
Yeah, but a bit of adrenaline. It's pumping out there. You can feel it. And he knows a point. I mean, it doesn't guarantee him through, but he's going to give him a good shot.
It's just about the position now. From the last red to the black. That's pretty good. I imagine he'll just leave himself a black from distance, somewhere on the right-hand side of the baulk line. Just below that. Oh, he's tried to come back. Is it far enough? Just. A hand of apology, a heart in the mouth of Ross Fernie, I'm sure. But he secures the draw. Ben Davies and Ross Fernie with a bit of a classic, it has to be said. Ross pulling out some magnificent shots, Ben with some magnificent breaks. Now let's hand back to Gary Wiltshire in the studio. He is joined by Mark Pickworth and they can talk us through that one.
Yeah, that was a classic, wasn't it, Dan? Again, another time.
It's happened.
What did you say, didn't you? You said, I think you spoke that, a draw there, and then anyone can still go through, can't they, Mark?
And it's still there. Anyone can go through. So these last two matches, I mean, they're so important for Gareth and Mark to win, to have any chance of going through. Yeah. But Ben and Ross, they're still in the sort of, you know, the sort of key place where they need to be. Yeah. But wow, this is heated up.
Ben Davies in front now, yeah?
Yes, so Ben Davies, because he's got that better percent there, well, better difference, +3, and Ross is on +2. But if any of these, like Mark or Gareth, they have some big wins, 4-1, you know, 4-0, then all of a sudden they'll be going through.
Is that what it means? They've got to win 4-0 or 4-1, Mark?
Yeah, they've got to. Yeah, just to give them a chance of going through. And, well, it's all on this next match now to see how many places are up for grabs.
So our next match, we've got Gareth against Ben Davies. Ben's been playing well. Gareth's not been at the races tonight yet, has he?
Yet, and you say yet. He's due, isn't he? He's just got his break working towards the end of that match, and if he gets his break working in this match, we're going to be in for a cracker.
He's one of these players, Gareth, that can win 4-0, can't he?
Of course he can, yeah. He can reel it off, and it could be over in 10 minutes, and I could be back in here with you talking about who's going to go through next.
I don't know about 10 minutes, but in 3 minutes' time, we'll have that match coming up there between Gareth and Ben. It's a classic. We still don't know who's going to go through to the final. What a semi-final night here at the pool.
Champions Cup, semi-final Group A, match 5, best of 6 frames. First frame, Ben Davies to break. Time running.
Ben Davies's break has been a hammer blow to the competition so far in the Champions Cup. And it looks like it's going to continue in that vein. I trust that Mark Pickworth has made his way back to the commentary box.
Yeah. I'm here. You've got me running around tonight, you have.
Have you had the calculator out, Mark? Do you know what's needed?
Well, I'm just looking at it now, and a draw or a loss for Gareth sends him home without a shadow. And Ben, he's going to need to stick around with a draw or a win, because we could still have some black ball shootouts to see who wins this semi-final group. But Gareth, he's just got to go all out attack, and he just needs a big win. Which I'm working it out now. I've
been working it out, and I think if Gareth Hibbert wins 4-1, he may go through, because he would be above Ben on frame difference.
Well, no, because they'll be level. So -2, yeah, +1. No, Ben's still top, isn't he?
Don't ever enter countdown.
No. Definitely not. I mean, I think Ben, a couple of frames, keep him in a good position.
Yeah, it's absolutely dead cert. Whatever happens, if Ben Davies draws or wins this match, then he will be through. But there are other permutations at play. At the moment, all 4 players still have a chance of going through, going into these last 2 matches. Ben Davis with his trademark opening break of the match. Looks like he's going to be giving himself an even better chance in this first frame. He has just slightly underhit that positional shot.
Yeah,
These are not easy from here.
No, not now. This whiteboard's going to be doing some travelling, especially taking this one.
Oh, beautiful. Beautifully done. Held the cue ball, just snuck through the gap between the yellows. Flicked the yellow on the way through. But he's made pretty light work of it now.
Yeah, so I'm looking now. Ben needs 2 frames, doesn't he? To make sure he stays ahead of Gareth. But are we going to see a twist in tonight's action?
That is an unbelievable miss from Ben Davis. He's distraught with himself, and as well he might be. A lovely controlled opening shot from Gareth Hibbert. Just opened up the pocket for that yellow nearest the right centre and kept the black for an easy finish as well.
Yeah, he has opened it up lovely now. And these are dot to dot. And it's going to be Gareth to break next. And his breaks just sort of got working in the previous match. I mean, if that continues, then we're in for a right finish here.
Yeah, Ben's going to need to keep his head after that. That's going to be a very damaging miss for the Welshman's confidence. And Gareth Hibbert certainly isn't going to need 2 chances.
Frame.
He succeeds where Ben Davis fails. It's Gareth Hibbert who takes the lead in this crucial semi-final match. And it's a lead he really needed. Like I said, Mark, I don't know if I've got my sums fully correct, but I think Gareth needs at least 4-1. So that miss from Ben, that could be massive in the context of this semi-final.
Oh, absolutely. Like Gareth to break next, he could be sat in that seat for the next frame as well. Oh, still plenty of pool left to be played yet. We're just seeing how this game can just change around just like that. When you think someone's down and out, all of a sudden they're back in it.
Frame 2. Gareth Hibbert to break. Leading 1-0. Time running.
Yeah, Ben Davis has arguably been the best player in Event 2 of the Champions Cup so far. But he's still not guaranteed to be making his way through. And that red dropping in right at the last second has really helped Gareth Hibbert there, because now these yellows look pretty tasty. Look there, bottom left corner of your screen. The yellow just nudged the red in.
Extension called.
And that pretty much got rid of all the problems for Gareth. There is the other yellow in the balk area. That's still going to be an issue though.
Yeah, but he's going to have balls around that yellow to do something with.
Well, he's lining up the plant here, and if he flicks it off he's playing reds.
Yeah, I agree with the reds here. If he can get that big pocket, but he's tried to play a cannon there so he can play the big pocket with that red on the top cushion. And he's out of position already.
Yeah, and he's in a bit of trouble now. This is not an easy finish. He may have to take this red and go down table first, and that's going to leave all sorts of problems.
Well, he'll be taking it now. This one on that top cushion. He's got to play it. He could play it cushion and then yellow. I mean, he just wants to clear the pocket. He really does. But one thing he can't do is either miss or leave that pocket wide open.
Yep, got to make sure that yellow moves far enough for the other red on the left-hand side. It has just, and the cue ball has held up, but that red in the bottom half of the table, that is right on the cushion. This is a very tough positional shot still.
It is, but it's one that Gareth is more than capable of getting.
Doesn't want to be straight on it. Well, he's okay. He can screw back to take the black into the right centre. Potentially needs to watch the in-off here. Pinched enough of that pocket.
Frame.
Gareth Hibbert now leads by 2 frames to 0, and the nerves will be jangling for Ben Davies. Nothing he could do there. It was a great finish by Gaz. Oh, Ben's got to be sat in his seat, brewing that missed black, hasn't he?
Yeah, he will, and he'll be thinking about the worst now. He really will. It's wow. The heat is on him. He's going to have to produce something magic. I mean, he's got the break. It's something that he just needs to make sure works. He needs to get the clearance just to get back in this match and just stand a chance of getting through. But it's going to be edgy.
Frame 3.
Well, the one thing you normally see after a bad miss like that as a ball player is a dry break next up. And there you have it. Ben Davies slinks back to his seat. That's the pool gods, Mark. For me, they've punished him for that miss black. It's only his second dry break of the tournament.
Yeah, it is. And what a time to get it. He really didn't want it now.
10 seconds.
Gareth Hibbert will surely make light work of these yellows. He's broken out the black with his first shot.
Yeah, and if that black goes into the bottom left as well, it makes the clearance a little bit more easier. I mean, there is that yellow on the top of that cushion, so that just needs to make sure he gets on that. He feels that this is probably the important shot now, this frame. Needs to make sure he gets his shot selection right.
Yeah, I don't think that black will pass into the bottom left. He's probably a bit straighter than he'd like on that yellow nearest the baulk line. So perhaps a slight reroute. You can just see little hints of problems starting to emerge here for Gareth. Going to need one nice positional shot really to land on the furthest left of the yellows into the left centre. Probably just off angle in the wrong way here. If he screws this, he'll be screwing up the right hand side of the table. That's not necessarily ideal. He had enough to punch on and off the cushion. But again, little bit betwixt and between. He's kind of got the wrong angle on both these yellows, hasn't he, Mark?
Yeah, he has. He's going away from each of them. I mean, can he hold this? Seconds. I think he can. Just dropping it through. It's going to be a shot. It's going to be a shot that he's another one more than capable of getting it. And you've got to say he's picked up the pace a little bit. He looks a little bit more upbeat.
Yep, he's just got to hold this cue ball nicely for the black. And he has. I'm sure there was a sharp intake of breath from anyone watching that one. But it did find its way into the left centre pocket, and the simple black gives Gareth Hibbert a 3-0 lead. And Ben Davis is staring down the barrel here when it looked like after the first two matches he was a very heavy favourite to make it through the group.
Yeah, he was. He just knows it. All he needs is a point, but he's got to take the next 3 frames against the 2021 Champions Cup winner. He's got his work cut out, especially when he's sat down in his chair when it's Gareth to break next.
Now, I think you're right to an extent, Mark, but I think Ben only needs the next 2.
Yeah.
3 frames to 0.
2 puts him above Gareth.
Yeah. But Gareth can stop any thoughts of that from Ben with a good break here.
Foul.
Oh, cue ball off the table. Bit of adrenaline perhaps in the Hibbert break. And what a chance this is for Ben Davis now.
1 visit. Time running.
Yeah, because if he now clears these with his 1 free shot, 1 visit, it'll be his break next. And can he get the 2 frames that he needs?
Well, it is drama all the way here at the Sporty Stuff TV Champions Cup.
There's some more twists to come here tonight. There really is. There's no way this is going to play plain sailing for anybody.
Ben's just potted that yellow there. He's just getting it out of the way, really. He is definitely going red for this finish.
Well, he is now, and I don't think you've got time to get your words out, have you, Dan?
No, I don't. Oh, well, you say that. He nearly messed up that plant. It's just a feature of Ben's play, isn't it? That he's so wonderful to watch. He's so elegant around the table, but every now and then he just throws in a silly one. A bit like that Miss Black. See, even there, that's not the greatest of shots because that's covered the black to the bottom right, and he really wanted that to go. Slightly hampered queuing over this yellow. And he drops it in and he makes it look simple. Ben Davis is back in it. Gareth Hibbert's cue ball flying off the table from that break. And now it's Ben who can knock Gareth out without him getting back to the table. This is unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, they're throwing punch after punch, these great players, and anybody that stayed up to watch this, come to a finish, they're being treated to the max.
Yeah, they certainly are as the clock strikes midnight, but I'm sure there will be plenty of people adding an extra 15 minutes to their alarm clock in the morning to stay up to watch this. This has been a wonderful night's action.
Ben Davis to break, trailing 3 frames
and we're
to
still
1.
no clearer who is going to win the group.
No.
Oh, look at the right-hand side, though, Dan. Oh, and has he got an opening pot?
Well, I mean, he's got, yellow onto red as a plant in the bottom left. There's no clear favourite here. It's another one of those Ben Davis breaks where he's actually hit it too well, and all the balls have gone into the top half of the table. Yeah, there's no clear finish.
No, and they're all tying each other up. I think we're going to see a containing shot here from Ben Davis. Or is he going to go all out for the plant, yellow onto red? I don't see any benefit of it, apart from him staying at the table and trying to get a bit of control.
Yeah, I don't know, Mark.
10 seconds.
This is one of those tables where It's so difficult. Well, he's gone for the yellow in the bottom right, and that is a magnificent pot. Oh, he's pulled that one out of nowhere.
Yeah, he has. And when these players, they come up with the goods, they do it at the right times. And we are seeing it here tonight. Ben Davies, take your hat off, son. But can he get these other two awkward yellows out? It's going to be okay. He's going to have shots here.
Just that yellow he's pointing his cue out there. That's the one that's causing him a real problem. He's going after it now. And it's the one that's causing him a problem that he hasn't moved, and he's actually created himself a much bigger problem.
Well, I think
he's too far. Sorry, Mark.
Yeah, I think he's going to play a 2-in-1 shot here. He's going to take the yellow. It's in the opening of the table, play the big pocket, and then send the white down there, collide into that. I think that's all he's got on.
Yeah, I'm absolutely with you. I was about to say exactly the same thing. He's too far into the finish now. He's got to go for this. Well, I don't know what he's done there. I mean, to be fair, I can understand it because there's nothing really on here for Gareth. This is a horrible table for him to come to, but he's got all the control.
Yeah, he has, but I've got to agree with that shot there from Ben.
10 seconds.
You know, because when you're under this shot clock pressure, you don't get sort of much time to make the right decision. And what is Gareth looking at here? He's containing it and he's tightening up the screw. I think you can see that yellow though in the top half of the table. I'm sure we can.
Well, can you see an edge of that? I haven't heard a total snooker call. And Ben hasn't asked for one.
10 seconds.
Yeah, and I think that camera angle there tells it's... Oh, what a shot.
Oh my God. Ben Davies. That is sensational.
How close was that to that red? I mean, he didn't move. You know, just backing up our referee there. He was in prime position.
10 seconds.
But wow, what a shot. If this comes out, what a clearance this will be.
Oh, no.
He's got a kick. He's got a kick.
Timeout.
How many more twists and turns are we going to see in this semi-final? This is only the first night of semi-finals, Dan.
I've never seen anything like this. Well, we've seen some unbelievable Ben Davies clearances in the past. But if he finds a pocket for this yellow, it's got to be his best, hasn't it?
Yeah, I don't see a shot on. I don't.
I wonder if he could play it off the red and across into the other bottom corner.
Well, you know the red's going to go in the corner if he does.
He's gone for the cocked hat. Oh!
That was going.
It was in. It was on its way.
I didn't call the cocked hat because I didn't think he had it on. I didn't think he could get past the red.
No, I didn't.
But look where the yellow's gone. There's no pressure on Gareth now. He's just got to hold himself together and get this 4-1 win.
10 seconds.
Yep, and that will take Gareth above Ben in the league table, this 4-1 win. But is there going to be another twist in this match?
Oh, Gareth's just studying those three reds in the top half of the table.
Extension called.
There is. He does. They do need a little bit of working out, these three. He's going to take the difficult one on now. He's going to take the one on the rail. It's there. It's there. I can't see any problems anymore.
No, I can't. But there's a lot at stake here, Dan. The pressure will be out there, I promise you. Well, I'm with you, Dan. Can't see much more going wrong. Just hope we're not going to be eating our words.
Gareth Hibbert will certainly be hoping that. Ben Davis, has that kick cost you the chance that would have seen you through to the final? There was no guarantee that shot would have come out anyway, but certainly would have had a better chance. Where's this cue ball? He's absolutely fine. Bit of adrenaline there from Gaz.
Frame.
But he can
And the
relax
match.
now.
Gareth
In
wins
goes the
4
black.
to 1.
Gareth Hibbert beats Ben Davis by 4 frames to 1 and knocks him out. The defending champion is still in the running. What an unbelievable match. Let's go over to Gary and Mark, see what they have to say about it.
Yeah, Dan, well, one thing I've learnt on my nights at the pool is why the bookies want to get involved in pool as a betting product, because anything can win. It's just, you know, 1 minute you pass the post, the next minute, it's like an horse coming to the last fence, make a mistake, and it for someone, it's just unbelievable. You see why the betting people want to get involved, can't you, Mark?
You really can. The twists and the turns that are in this game, anything can happen. That pressure that's out there, it just has the twists and turns all the time. It's what makes this game so great to watch. The drama is incredible. It really is. And now we've got Gareth Hibbert. He's just gone above Ben Davis in the table.
Unbelievable. Where is the league table? How can we say? Oh, here we got it
there
here.
There you go. So Gareth Hibbert's now gone top, and Ben Davis gone down to 3rd. So he's on a 0 difference, where Gareth, he's on a +1. But there's still so much can happen here. There really can.
Well, what can happen this last match then? So what does Ross Fernie need to get through?
Well, I think 2 frames will see him through. So that'll put him on 2, puts him on 0. A point. He needs a point. He needs to make sure of a point. He really does.
Yeah, but if he wins 2 frames, he goes through still, yeah?
Well, no, because if it's 4-1, it could still sort of go anyway.
Is it Wednesday tomorrow? We don't know.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Unbelievable, isn't it? It's semi-final night at the pool, but absolutely, you know, we've got 1 match to go and we still don't know who's going to go through to the final. But even money, looking at my list here, even money, Mark Farnsworth against Ross Fernie. Well, one thing for sure, Mark can't go through, can he?
He can win 4-0.
Oh, Mark can win 4-0.
There's so many scenarios that can happen. And Mark's just going to go all out attack.
If Mark wins 4-0, he's through.
Yeah, but then he'll be on +1. He'll be the same level as Gareth, and we'll probably be into like a sudden death shootout. There's loads of scenarios that can happen. It's so hard to talk about them all.
I'm just going to go to the car in the boot and get the crystal ball out because I can't make this out. See you in 3 minutes.
Champions Cup, semi-final Group A, final match. Best of 6 frames. First frame, Ross Fernie to break. Time running.
It's our final match of the night. Our final match of the first group in the semi-finals in Event 2 of the Sporty Stuff TV Champions Cup. And it's Ross Fernie against Mark Farnsworth. It's Ross to break first, and he's in the driving seat. And by my calculations, Mark Pickworth, he just needs 2 frames here. Very similar to our last match between Ben Davis and Gareth, where Ben just needed the 2. He didn't quite get there. Do we think Ross can?
Yeah, you're right. 2 frames does get Ross into that final. The Event 2 final, because that'll get him on 9 frames 1, and that's exactly where he needs to be.
Extension called.
But we've seen so many twists and turns. Is there going to be another one or another 2, another 3? There could be loads. But Mark Farnsworth, he's going to be looking for a 4-0 win here. He's going to want chances, though. And the only way you can get chances is if you're at the table. And at the moment, he's not at the table. Ross is. It's in his hands.
It certainly is. He's got this tricky red. Does this go?
10 seconds.
It looks remarkably tight. Oh, off the yellow. Lovely shot.
Well, he looks incredibly focused here. He really does. He just believes in his talent, and his ability is unbelievable at the moment.
It is. As you said. He's going to leave himself some distance on this black. Doesn't want to be hampered queuing, and that is very hampered. This is an extremely tough shot under all sorts of pressure for Ross Fernie.
Yeah, and it's probably just about, Dan, is how many more of these tough blacks is he going to continue getting? We saw it in his last match. Are we going to see it again?
This is the toughest of the lot. Oh, he's absolutely creamed it. Ross Fernie with a break dish to open the match. Mark Farnsworth staring down the barrel now. This group is so tight, Mark. I'm trying to work out the permutations as we go. I think Mark Farnsworth may well be out now.
I'm just looking at that on head-to-head. So Ben is currently in second position. If it finishes 4-1 to Mark, that's it.
So there is still hope for Ben Davis to get through yet.
Yeah, because he's beat Mark already.
Frame 2.
So if Mark does get a result here against Ross, he needs a 4-1 result to spend any time. But Ross, 2 frames, gets him through to that Event 2 final. That's what I'm working out now.
But either way, it looks like the favourite, Mark Farnsworth, has been eliminated from Event 2 of the Champions Cup. Can we really call that an upset, given the field he's up against tonight? I don't know. I don't know if we can.
No, we can't. But what we'll see, what Mark do, he'll do what Mark does best. And he'll be trying to win this match, just like he does every other match.
Yeah, but Ross Fernie now, he just needs a frame. That's all he needs. One chance. And if he does get it, there will be a lot of very happy people in Scotland tonight. Oh, that's on a string, though, from Mark Farnsworth. That's a beautifully controlled shot. Lots and lots of side. And I don't know if Mark knows his race is run.
Frame.
Because, but he's not playing as if he does.
No, he don't. He's really not giving up.
Great dish. And great dish to start us off in this match. But Ross will come to the table with the chance to secure his place in the next round. Out of his chair already. I'm sure there's a lot of nervous energy. Big puff of the cheeks there.
Frame 3.
Got to be careful here. He needs to keep the cue ball on the table as much as anything.
Tied. 1 frame all. Time running.
Yeah, so like you said, this frame here, if we can get this one, we'll put him and Gareth a bit through. But the white
Foul.
ball, I said to you, Dan, didn't know about some twist. Are we going to see one here at now?
One free shot. One visit. Time running.
Well, I don't know if Ben Davis has left the building yet, Mark. I'm assuming he hasn't.
Well, I knew he was going to go to his car, but he's been told strictly that he needs to be staying because we can still have some other scenarios.
I don't think we can have penalties at this point. I may be wrong. You can feel free to correct me. But he may well still make it through. And wouldn't that be a turn up for the books?
Yep, it will. It's been an incredible group. It really has.
Oh, it's been unbelievable.
Mark's picked the pace up.
Yeah, this is a worrying sign for Ross Fernie. Mark's going to be breaking next. The break dish there and the pressure on Ross Fernie's final break will be enormous. And these yellows are as good as gone.
Frame.
The drama will continue for at least one more frame. Mark Farnsworth takes the reverse dish. He punishes the Fernie break. Straight in off in the centre pocket. His cue ball has been wild from the break tonight, and that's the first time it's found a pocket. You could argue that it's a bit lucky that that's been the first time. For Mark Farnsworth, he is now playing for Ben Davis, whether he knows it or not.
Frame 4.
Yeah, it's still
Mark
not
Farnsworth
clear
break.
what's going to be happening in this
Leaving
group
2
yet.
frames to 1. Time running.
And the Ben Davis fans breathe again. Mark Farnsworth makes a ball off the break. It's not the worst table I've ever seen either, Mark.
Extension called.
Don't think... I mean, you could perhaps make a case for yellows if that's a plant in the centre. Does have a ball to break it out as well. Oh, very nice indeed. I can only assume in going yellows, Mark must feel like A, those 2 yellows over on the right hand side are a makeable plant, and B, that the yellow on the left hand side goes past the red into the bottom left.
Yeah, and just as you're going through that clearance, that yellow, it's just wobbled in that top right-hand corner. Wow.
Never in doubt.
Yeah. In your eyes, Dan. You weren't looking. I think
10
you've got your hands over your eyes at the moment.
Time
I
out.
think I've had them there all night. Is that another kick for Mark Farnsworth there? Is that going to be another crucial
running.
kick?
Yeah, because he's far from perfect here. I mean, he's got a nice gap just to come through. We'll do have to do a bit with the cue ball.
Oh, that's a very handy little double kiss on that yellow. So far, we've had 3 finishes from the break in this match.
10 seconds. You've already used it.
Mark needs to get on with it here. He's asked for an extension that he's already used. Just about gets there with a second or 2 left on the clock. And he's not left himself a bad angle here. That's a great shot considering how rushed it was. But how much of the pocket does he have for this yellow, Mark? It's tough to see from here. Does that black pass into the right centre? I think it does. So if he drops this in... Oh, he had loads.
Yeah, and I thought that was a shot more than anything, landing that bottom right-hand corner. And 3-1, Mark Farnsworth.
Frame.
And you called it. It is 3-1 to Mark Farnsworth. So now, this is the crucial frame. We may play one more frame afterwards, but it won't matter. This is the frame that matters. If Mark Farnsworth wins this frame, Ben Davies goes through. If Ross Fernie wins this frame, he goes through.
It's unbelievable. It really is.
You couldn't script this. Ross Fernie, his cue ball's been all over the place from the break tonight. Last time, straight in
Frame
off in the
5.
centre.
Ross Fernie to break. Trailing 3
Got to
frames
keep it on
1.
the island here.
Time running.
It's imperative. Part 1 of that job is complete.
These reds, Dan. I think it's reds.
See the amount of side spin he got on the cue ball when it came back onto that top cushion. Definitely cued across that break.
10 seconds.
Like you say, it's reds. It's come out okay.
Yeah, I mean, he could take yellows if he wants, but that yellow just below that black is horrible. He's took his extension. He just wants a bit more time. He knows how crucial this is. He's done his sums while he's been watching that last match. Brilliant shot.
Yeah. Confidently slammed into that top left pocket. And he is 5 balls away from a place in the final. It's not over yet. But the referee certainly has the whistle close to his lips.
Please.
So it's all about this shot. He needs to land high on it so he can just drop it in and drop it into for the black into the bottom right hand corner. And what a sensational clearance this will be.
That's good enough. That is good enough. Ross Fernie can just drop this red in. He leaves himself a near enough straight black.
Frame.
He still trails Mark Farnsworth by 3 frames to 2, but Ross Fernie has knocked out Ben Davies and secured his place in the final. And now it's just about sorting out the group winner, really, Mark.
Yeah, it is. And we're going down to another frame. It's whether one frame for Ross Fernie. This point, he needs it, but he's not going to get a shot because Mark Farnsworth's breaking. Is he going to get another opportunity to get the point needed to win the group? Wow, what a turnout for the Bucks. It did the outsider to win the group, but we know how good Ross Fernie is. We know anyway.
Final
We
frame.
certainly do.
Mark Farnsworth.
I think everyone is starting to learn that now. 2 professional titles this season for Ross Fernie and a berth in the final of event 2 of the Champions Cup. He is having some season. Mark Farnsworth, though,
Look at these yellows.
might not be able to crush any Scottish hearts, but he may well be able to crush a couple of Scottish wallets with a clearance here. This match has seen 5 finishes in a row from the break. I think it's going to see all 6.
Reset the shot clock, please. Thank you.
He's not wasting any time, is he? He really isn't.
No. No, he knows his race is run, I assume. It's just that cue ball on a very, very tight leash for Mark Farnsworth. Just as I say that, slightly off angle on this yellow in the wrong way. But no worries at all for Mark. He leaves this long black.
Frame.
He beats Ross Fernie by 4 frames to 2. It's not enough in the end for the man from the northeast. Ross Fernie, despite losing the last match of the night, will qualify for the Event 2 final. We've got one more semi-final left tomorrow, but what a match we've had tonight. Gary and Mark, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, first fault, Dan, fantastic tonight on the commentaries there. Kept you on your toes tonight, didn't they? But, fantastic, weren't it, Mark?
Yeah, it really was. And, you know, you said to me, can somebody win the group with 3 points? Yes, they can, Gary. And we've seen it here tonight, haven't we? We have.
3 points, yeah?
Yeah, that's exactly what's happened.
Yeah, couldn't it have been interesting to see the table as well, weren't it? Where, like, who is the actual winner and second now?
Gareth Hibbert, he's finished top. Hopefully, our director, he's going to be putting it on screen for everyone to see.
So Gareth Hibbert has definitely won.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, so he's won it because he's got +1. And Ross Fernie, he's gone through as well, but he's finished second. But look how close it is. It's a frame. Here's a frame.
How could it be one?
And that's it. Gareth Hibbert's won it because he's on +1. So he's got 9 frames won, 8 frames lost, and then Ross Fernie, look, 9 frames won, 9 frames lost. It's been an incredible group, Gary. It
so
really
all 4 players have finished on 3 points
All 3.
tonight.
All 4 players.
What odds would that have
all
been?
4 players finished on 3 points.
What odds would that have been? It's just amazing, isn't it? It's just amazing, isn't it? You know, what odds would that have been before? If you phoned up a bookie today and said, we want all 4 players to finish on 3 points, it would have been 500 to 1, 1,000 to 1, wouldn't it? It had to be.
You couldn't predict it.
You couldn't predict that.
Because they look scenario that everyone's got to draw, or they've got to all sort of beat each other at some sort of point, with a couple of draws in between.
Well, Gareth won it, and after the first match, we all said, well, I don't think Gareth can win, and he can't even get through, didn't we? Well, I did.
Yeah.
You never, I did. I thought, well, he can't win. He's finished up top in the table.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And he's the winner.
Yeah, especially after losing his first match. We've never seen anyone lose their first match and get through. That has not been the scenario that we've seen. But we've seen it tonight.
So we've seen history.
Yeah, without a shadow, yeah.
And how about tomorrow? Who we got tomorrow?
Wow, what a setup we've got tomorrow, haven't we? We've got Craig Marsh, Andrew Hughes, Morgan McInnes, that late entrant, and Rob Donkin. What an incredible semi-final that's going to be.
And we've got Morgan from last night as well, haven't we?
Yeah, Morgan, he's going to be a tough one to beat. He's really relishing the experience. He's still the amateur player, remember. He hasn't took the professional status. He's going to have his work cut out. Craig Marsh is probably going to be the bit of the bookie's favourite, followed probably, it's hard to, with Andrew and Rob Donkin, it's very hard just to sort of judge who it is.
Oh, here we are. Here we've got them here coming up on us. Craig Marsh, we've got Andrew Hughes, Rob Donkin. Well, I know Morgan McInnes is going to be the outsider of the 4. We know that. We see that this morning.
Yeah.
And we know Craig Marsh.
He was the outsider of the 8 as well.
Yeah, and we know Craig Marsh is going to be favourite, don't we? But Andrew Hughes could cause a shock. And Rob Donkin, how he played the other night.
Ross Fernie, remember? He beat Ross Fernie, and he won that group with Ross Fernie, and he's got through to the final now. Can Andrew Hughes continue that form and get in the final with him? Are we going to see a repeat of them 2 playing?
Well, I don't know. After tonight, we don't know, do we? It's just unbelievable, isn't it? But it's been a fantastic first semi-final night. I've enjoyed it. I don't know about you, Mark. It's been a classic.
I'm glad to be back in this seat because I don't want to do any more playing. I just want to leave.
You ain't retiring, are you?
No, I'm not.
Can I buy your shirt then?
No, I won't retire. Not yet, anyway.
Anyway, as normal, as we always say, everyone involved with putting this production on is fantastic. Our referee tonight, Ben Taylor for Anti, as we said, damn fair weight with your help, Mark, running backwards and forwards in the commentary box, and also the viewing public, because without you we wouldn't have a programme. Don't forget, tomorrow night is second semi-final night. If it's going to be as good as this, well, I don't think you never know it, Paul, dear. See you tomorrow. Good night. God bless you.